Well, hey, good morning. Welcome to this, what is it, Thursday, 6/6/24. So, yeah, nothing satanic about today, almost. But yeah, welcome to the BlueGamer Bluecast morning show. This is a daily video game morning talk show where I, a professional video game enthusiast of 30 plus years, Adam Blue, will cover news and industry insights along with what I've been getting into. So, let's start with that. What have I been getting into? Well, a couple things. One, I plan to get into Call of Duty because the Gundam stuff released as a Gundam event. I haven't started that yet. I might start that today or tomorrow. I'm going to do some recording of that as well for a video on the Gundam Explained channel. Just because it's got the new Gundam DLC, so or skins and event stuff. It's pretty neat. But also yesterday, let's see, It was one of those things where after work, I did not want to be in my office anymore. I have been just in my office too much working. So grabbed my ROG Ally, sat on the couch with my wife, and played Aria of Sorrow. So much that, like I said, I had just beaten it again recently. I beat it back when it came out, just beat it again recently as I'm going through everything. But then I had, that great save disaster of 2024 where I lost some of my saves. So I was redoing it, but luckily redoing it, I think I talked about this a few days ago, I ended up finding some things that I forgot about from my first playthrough like 20 years ago or whenever that was. And yeah, had fun. I went ahead and did all the rest of the endings. So like you can see from here, there's still a lot of achievements, but it's interesting when it comes to the achievements for the retro achievements on this. It has a lot of stuff that I wouldn't do, like, or I could, I guess, but it's like the different, the hard, and then this other mode beating through the game again. Maybe in the future, I guess that's why it's cool that I have this here, because it could be in 20 years. I'm like, yeah, let me try it again on hard. I don't know. But then I went into Julius mode. Julius, right? Yeah, he's the J Belmont in this one. Juiced was in the previous one, but yeah, you get Julius, so it has the typical controls with the whip and all that, so I'll do some more of that later. And I think that was it. Yeah, it was that kind of day where there wasn't too much more to play, or was there? No, that's it. Huh. Yeah, I'm trying to. For some reason, I think I did something on my PC. Actually, I can pull up Steam and it might tell me. I might look here for a second. Yeah, and then I jumped into Bloodstained Ritual of the Night because they're talking about the new DLC coming out. That's like the classic version 2, which is pretty neat because in Bloodstained you can go play a classic version where they take the Bloodstained game and then they make it play like an old school game, which is pretty cool. But oh yeah, just double checking Steam. That was it. There was nothing else. Yeah, I think that's about it. So we can really jump into news and see what's been going on. Let me do a little refresh here. And okay. PlayStation 5 boxes no longer mention 8K support. Yeah, it was funny to see that on there, but one of those things where how much does that really make sense right now, 8K? I mean, we could, even when we get 4K, it's at a cost. Most 4K is done with less frames, less graphical fidelity. So, yeah, that's interesting. It's this little moment where, like, the video games can't even meet the potential hardware that exists. Like getting an 8K TV that 100, let's say 240 hertz in HDR. What game is going to be able to do that on console? Very interesting. Square Enix will be part of the Xbox showcase, it's claimed. This is awesome news for the industry. Any company, any big publisher is going to make sure their games are being showcased on an Xbox platform. Xbox is ushering in this more accessibility side of gaming with not only the backwards compatible, but with all the handhelds that rumored. So yesterday I talked about the rumored Xbox handheld, and it got really taken off. It took off the rest of the day on other outlets. Like people are really like, yeah, there's the rumor of this happening. So this is the thing any developer or publisher will want. They want to work with a hardware manufacturer that's going to have this kind of open-ended ecosystem, multiple ways to play a game. That's what these publishers are looking for now. How can we make sure our game is being played by as many people as possible? Metronomus is saying, makes me nostalgic for when Final Fantasy 13 was the Xbox exclusive Final Fantasy. That is nuts. That's an example. But I like now that we're getting to a point where even Square Enix is like, look, we're going to have games everywhere. So I'm telling you, it's really weird when nowadays a game gets announced and it's not multi-platform. It's really strange. Helldivers 2 Viper Commandos Warbond is coming June 13th. Okay. Interesting. So I haven't played Helldivers 2 in a while. The thing is, it is an amazing game, but I think what happens with all these multiplayer games is if it's just multiplayer, and there's not some sort of world you're progressing in, that you're creating your stories in, I think sometimes it's hard to continue. Like, I love Helldivers 2. Everything about it is awesome, but it's like, I see what it can do, and I have other games to play. Until they... Is that a little... Sorry about that. I'm just checking myself in the mirror here. Even with... It's funny because I talked about Star Wars Hunters yesterday, but didn't complain about something that I complained on the Midnight Hatter show with Steven, where when I saw the battle pass in Hunters, I felt like a disgust. Like, oh my God, like I hate seeing these things. It puts this mental strain in my mind where then my thought process revolves around strategizing how to unlock things instead of being immersed in the world and what I'm going to do in the world of a game. And so there's these layers of these games, and sometimes the task-based progress is more prominent, and it gives me this feeling sometimes of like, Anyway, Helldivers 2 does a good job of not doing that, which is it's pretty good, but I wonder if that I know they talked about people have complained about limited content. I think it's just more what would be neat. Look, they already can design levels at will, because from what I understand, it's all generated levels and all that. Hey, JM Kellogg's, good to see you. I feel like they should just make 20 missions that are story based and have neat things where if you explore the map, you might find an NPC that gives you story lore or something. But make it where there's 20 of them that could be co-op, and it's like a main part of the larger world where maybe it even contains an NPC character that is a main character in the world. And what they do is just a event where, okay, this season pass is going to have, or this next Warbond is going to have 20 of these levels that you could do solo or with your friends. And maybe at the end you get a cape that's like you beat this campaign. Like I feel like that's the type of stuff that's more interesting than the guys who just show up and fight here. There needs to be that stickiness that keeps you engaged. And that's hopefully maybe in the future, if I get into game development, I can do that. But that would be a thing I want to do, is how to make a multiplayer game that feels as engaging as if you were to play that campaign portion, a single player portion with others. But yeah, let's see. Chia and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl are coming to Xbox Game Pass, it's claimed. Okay, so Chia That was on PlayStation, on their pass. Played that fun game. That's totally worth being on an Xbox. That's great for that to be an option because it's like a very chill open world fun game. And then Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. It I wonder what it is with that. Is it the IP that would get people to go to it, or is it the style of game? It's a fighting game. It's supposed to be like Smash Brothers, but then we just got Multiverses, the Warner Brothers one. So, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's trying to play off of that momentum. Hey, these because I just saw, and we might see it in an announcement of another type of fighting game that's just like Smash Brothers. So I still feel like there's either white beard hair or some skin. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, Chia, look at that. I love the way this looks. Like it looks like beautiful, like when you see the environment, but even I love the character design, how it's like minimal, yet you can really tell what's going on. I don't know. It looks good. I think it's worth playing. Those are good gets, I think. Time Splitters 2, why I love. Time Splitters 2, man, those Time Splitters games were fun. And it was one of those things where it was like, this was the, along with Perfect Dark, this was another kind of like post GoldenEye, let's take what we've learned and make a game. It was great. Great game. The present and future of online toxicity management. Interesting. I wonder what they're getting at here. I want to say I came across something yesterday. I wasn't going to talk about it, but maybe I will because it's here. So I subscribe to Giant Bomb, and I've talked about them before. But yesterday, when they were doing the news about Palmer Luckey's new Game Boy, then Jeff Grubb kind of went off on like, but he's a shit person. Look at him. Have you seen pictures of him lately? He looks like shit. He's bad. It's like, why are we doing this? It's like I like these people, but oh my god, like they'll talk news and then linger on something so long that it starts becoming negative, and then they'll start talking crap about people. I'm like, that's toxicity right there. I think if you have a platform where you're reaching thousands of people that you can talk about video game news, I don't think it's wise to then decide to talk bad about an individual because you don't know that person. This is online. That's a personal thing. But you're going to be getting it into other people's heads. So then people that are watching might be like, oh, was that really a bad person? Okay, I'll remember that. And then just kind of stick with that. And it's just very disappointing. So let's see. So what do you do about it? And I think there's not much you can do, but what I've learned is by really staying off social media, or really only, I guess, being able to separate myself from the things that are negative, and being able to notice that, or if I am wanting to type a comment, be like, I don't need to, and that's kind of why this is cathartic for me, being able to, because I can get things out there that I want to without having to be part of the negativity train. So that's hard. Like I feel like, and it reminds me of Helldivers because it got so big, it's almost you can't manage that. I don't know. I think it's just we have to start getting people in leadership positions that inspire people to behave positive, to know to hold back negative. I mean, and I guess that's one reason I don't want to get political. Like Donald Trump, hilarious guy. Idea of him being a president, that's cool. Like, but then when he started talking down to people, it's like, okay, well, then that's gonna get us into another. That's gonna teach younger people how they should. And it's one of those things where we got to expect the people that are in charge of these things to set an example. But if there's money involved, it doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm just going off, aren't I? All right, let's move on. Let's see. Mediatonic alumni from Kindred Spirit Games. I don't know. There's a bunch of words that I don't know, but Ah, work together on Fall Guys. Okay. Well, good luck to them. Some sports stuff, not really for me. HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 will have 7 episodes. That's cool. Game drops Xbox All Access and reward scheme. So I don't know what that is. It must be. It's funny because some of these, GameIndustry.biz, I think a lot are like European-based, UK-based stuff. So Asia and Middle East and North Africa games market expected to hit 100 billion by 2028. That's cool. Yeah, okay. Asia, Middle East, North Africa. Okay. Concord store listing shows Sony maintaining Helldivers style lower price point for live service titles. Okay. That's pretty good to know that Concord is going to be. Can I move this over? Give it some more. Concord's going to be 40. Like that was that thing I was thinking about with. What did this just jump? Did it jump or did it? No. Okay. That's the thing with Helldivers 2. Like it was an easy buy because like when people were talking about how much fun they had, and I saw $40. Okay. And so maybe that will help this game out. Whereas, because to me, the first look is like, this is not something I'm going to play. But I said that with Helldivers 2. So it could be that when this releases, and then if there's good word of mouth, considering it's only 40, that's good. That might get more people to jump on. I hope that works. Let's see what else. Sales comparisons. Octopath Traveler out now for PS5 and PS4. That's something you've been looking forward to. I think that was on Switch originally. Let's see. Oh, and then Octopath Traveler 2 out now for Xbox Series XS, One, and Game Pass. Interesting. That seems like a big get. Anyone down there playing these Octopath games? I mean, they look cool. But I don't know. Okay, that's... The Xbox Game Showcase could run for 2 hours and include 30 games. I tell you, I'm pretty hyped about this Xbox Game Showcase. I liked the PlayStation State of Play, considering it wasn't like a lot of stuff, but the stuff they showed was cool. Astrobot was cool. So I wonder if these companies are thinking strategically they need to make sure they're making announcements that jive with the general core market, I think. And I mean, we already got that potential possibility of the handheld being announced at this Xbox Game Showcase. Seen a lot of the new Call of Duty, 30 games, Towerborn. So yeah, that's another rumor. Towerborn could be a drop that comes out that day, which would make sense because I want to say I originally heard, not only did I originally hear it was like last summer it was going to come out, or like January? And then I'm telling you, this little thing, I don't know what it is, but yeah, Towerborn is a beat 'em up that looks fantastic. It has, modern graphics, a lot of modern things going on with it, while being co-op, first party Xbox game. Not that it needs to be first party, but it's cool that this is an Xbox led game. So I'm hoping we'll hear that too on the showcase. A renamed Dragon Age Dread. So that's cool. That's another thing to think about, is how many games that are announced that it's not that they're Xbox exclusive, but they're just using the showcase to show that off. Or what if Microsoft does try to get some cool games to be revealed at their showcase in order to kind of give them a little bump? And that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, and this has to do with this is according to Jeff Grubb, who was speaking about the event on Wednesday's Kind of Funny Games cast. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the numbers I'm hearing is about 2 hours and about 30 games, and at least a handful of those are games that we've never heard of before. That is insane. That is insane that Xbox is going to pull that off. How exciting. And then I wonder, like, if they would show more of Blade yet, because I'm really excited about that, but I feel like that's a ways off. Cool. All right, yeah, talking about that same thing again. Well, yeah, what is PAX Day? Never heard of that. It's an MMO, early access MMORPG. It's like, you remind me what you wanted to. Yeah, I don't know. Never heard of that. Is Monster Hunter Wilds a PS5 exclusive? They're saying it's answered. Let's see how long it takes them to answer it. And I think I'm cutting off the screen just a little bit. You don't have to worry because is not a okay, thanks. They really got me to click on that, didn't they? Because because like, what if they put well, where did I see that? I already lost it. What if they put, is Monster Hunter Wilds PS5 exclusive? No, and let's talk about why. Will there be a Summer Games Fest sale? Oh, that's something to look forward to. Yeah, usually that happens whenever there's some sort of gaming event going on with some announcements. Steam will do some sales, so that will be exciting to see what shows up. Although I feel like I have everything. Anything else interesting? No, not too much. I think a lot of the the news has been slow as we're about to get this news dump coming soon. And again, like I said, I think anything, it's going to be leaks. So we got like some of the leaks about what could be showing up at the show in terms of like the Xbox being 2 hours and all that. Counter-Strike skin sells for more than 1 million? Oh my God. Interesting. It was a Star Trek Factory new AK-47 in blue gem pattern. A one of one weapon skin that was shielded in secrets for more than a decade. It was known to be in the wild. Wow. Is that how that works? I had no idea that there were skins that exclusive and then could be sold for more than 1 million. This is insane. Oh, another one. Does something answered? Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to remove this from my feed. Okay. Pursuing That Man. A look at Asuka R. Hash in Guilty Gear Strive. Oh, is that one of the new characters? Man, I cannot believe I've downloaded this twice on 2 different occasions and haven't played it yet. Normally, I'm all over a Guilty Gear release. But then there was like that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that came out around the same time, and the King of Fighters. And I played the JoJo's fighting game, which I liked, but not the others. I haven't even gotten through the new Tekken yet. Suga R is one of the newbies. Okay. Yeah, I need to play this. I do. I love playing fighting games. Really, just I like to play with every character and go through whatever the arcade mode is, and then just squash them all. That's why I like it. Like, Dead or Alive 2 did this. It's like you beat the game with the character, and then you unlock their cutscene and all that. I was kind of a way to track what I was doing. Like Soul Calibur was the same way in a way where it tracked like what you beat with what player, and so I would like unlock everything and then try it again. FGC Explained coming. Yeah, that's the thing. When I'm in my little fighting game mindset, I will be talking about it here. Yeah, because that game looks great. Okay, Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble DLC to include Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. I just need to play this one, but Switch on June 25th. So is it just Switch? Which that rhymed, but again, Nintendo is one of those examples where you can just release the game on the Switch and get enough people. But I bet this Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble will come on other consoles. It just has to. Okay. Yeah, I'm really just kind of. Oh yeah, I mean, Octopath Traveler has been. Yeah, look at the graphics. Like, I love the way this looks. I wonder if that's enough for me to stay in the world. I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to try it. Oh, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will seemingly have a split screen option. No, that's pretty neat because I was just playing that latest Dragon Ball game I talked about a few weeks ago. I had a weekend of it. It was fun. I haven't played it since, but it's just my son really wanted to play, and I saw him play. I was like, "Oh, I need to play this." But doing split screen, that would be fun. Be able to go through the world together. I gotta say, like, news slow. I mean, there's a reason it's slow. We have all these announcements that are gonna be coming pretty soon. Excuse me. And yeah, it's almost like I'm just waiting. Like, what are they gonna announce? What's that drop gonna be? Because I really want to play Towerborn if that's gonna be the case. So yeah, that's oh yeah, let me look at the chat real quick. So let's see. Jim Kellogg saying Guilty Gear Stripe is great, though I wish they kept the insta kills. Alternative way, they got rid of the insta kills. That's a travesty. That's interesting. I love the insta kills. That was like a thing. Yep, it traded for cinematic specials. Okay, and more, I guess, fighting game, like competition viability. I guess, like, yeah, the idea that like those insta kills are kind of like, maybe that's good for single player, but when you're doing like tournaments or something, maybe that's a little tough to work with. But that was one of the cool things about, yeah, Guilty Gear. Not that it had to be there, but yeah, because sometimes if a game is just like another version of the same thing, it needs that thing that makes it stand out. And for Guilty Gear, it was the animation #1. And then when you learn about those moves, that was pretty crazy. Okay, well, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it for today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but no. Thanks for all that joined. Always like leaving comments, any games that you've been playing. And then, yeah, I'll of course be back tomorrow with some more news. I wonder if there's going to be something that gets revealed later today that we could talk about tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But until next time, be cool.